Hi LES students, it's Mrs. Grissom, and I decided this was just going to be a fun video with my top 10 favorite chapter books of all times. And you don't know how difficult this was to try to get my top 10. And if you ask me tomorrow, this video may be a different order, it may be different books. I don't know. It was so hard to decide what my 10 favorite chapter books of all times were. This is for middle grade. But as of right now, this is my top 10. Okay, I'm starting with number 10. Number 10 is Some Kind of Courage by Dan Gilmore. And I don't have time to talk in depth about every one of these books. I will just mention them. Most of my top 10 list, I have a separate video all about each of these books. But Some Kind of Courage by Dan Gilmore, it's a historical fiction because it was set back in the late 1800s. Oh my gosh, it is full of suspense and some really bad characters that you're going to love to hate. Great book. Several teachers have read this. Ask your teachers about this one. They love this one too. Number 9 is Wish Tree by Katherine Applegate. She's the one who wrote The One and Only Ivan and The One and Only Bob. This one is a short story, and I am currently working on reading this out loud and recording myself. It's going to be in about 9 videos for the whole thing. Beautiful, beautiful story. This is a book I think everybody should read. Number 8 is Captain Superlative, and I really wish more people would read this book. Ms. Adams read this book and she absolutely loves it as much as I do. This book, I read it and it just made me want to be a better person. I love this girl right here. She is awesome. But this is Captain Superlative by J.S. Puller. Great, great story. What number are we on? 7. Number 7 is Ms. Bixby's Last Day by John David Anderson, who came to our school quite a few years ago. He was an author that came to our school. He's from Indianapolis. I love Ms. Bixby. This is such a wonderful story. All of his books have a great storyline to them, and they're funny in parts. His books can be serious and funny at the same time. If you have not read John David Anderson, please, please read him. He is a great, great author. Ms. Bixby's Last Day. Love this one. All right, number 6. I love this one too. I love all these. A Song for a Whale. This is a great story. This girl is deaf, and she hears about this whale that's swimming in the ocean who is all by itself, and she can relate to the whale. This whale sings at a different frequency as other whales. And she knows how that feels. She is determined she's going to communicate with this whale. So this is number 6. I love this story by Lynn Kelly. Number 5 on my list is a Newbery winner from several years ago. This one is called The Girl Who Drank the Moon. Beth Lang loves this one just as much as I do. This won the Newbery, and it's a beautiful, beautiful story. It's a fantasy. It's a little bit bigger. My son, who doesn't care for fantasy, I read this out loud to him when he was in 4th grade, and he highly approves of it. Great story. And the next one, number 4 on the list, is an oldie but a goodie. This one is called Where the Red Fern Grows. This one I reserve for some 4th graders, but definitely 5th grade and up. I can't remember what year it was written in. It's fairly old, but this is a good, gritty story. This is wonderful. They made a movie out of it too, but books are always better than movies. So read the book. I love this one, but you'll need Kleenexes because, yeah, it'll get you. Number 3 on the list is a book called Sweep, and this one, quite a few awards a few years back. This one's another historical fiction set in London, I believe. This is when they had chimney sweeps. They used kids as chimney sweeps. They would go up in the chimneys and clean the chimneys because the chimney flues were so small. They needed small people to get up there and clean them. This is kind of a mix of a historical fiction and a fantasy. But this one is so, so good. I love this story. And I talk about this every year, and for some reason people don't read it. Trust me, this is one that will stick with me for years to come. Everybody I have gotten to read this loves it. Sweep. Great. Please, please, please check this one out. Number 2 and number 1. I had to fight with myself to figure out which one I wanted as number 2 and which one I wanted as number 1. And like I said, tomorrow I may change my mind. Both of these last 2 books are fantastic, and I'm sure that you've heard me talk about these before. But today I am going with number 2, The Blackthorn Key by Kevin Sands. This is the first in a trilogy. Oh my gosh. It has puzzles in it. It's got cryptid messages in it. It's got murder and blood and lots of death. And this was set back in the 1600s when the Black Plague was going around. Oh my goodness, the characters are awesome. It's a mystery. Like I said, it's funny and fast-paced and full of action and suspense and mystery. It's got everything. I love, 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 love Kevin Sands. And right now there are 4 books in the series. I have all of them. They're so good. And books 2 and 3 have a hidden puzzle that I solved. It took me a while, but I solved them. But The Blackthorn Key by Kevin Sands, if you like mystery and suspense and killing and murder, you will love this. Please check this one out. And I'm sure you've heard me talk about this last one because I did an absolute crazy video over this. I couldn't help it. I love this one so much. The Canyon's Edge by Dusty Bowling. She's the one who wrote I Call the Cactus books because the titles are so long. This one starts off in chapter and then it goes into verse, and it is a heart-pounding thriller. It is so good. My heart was beating out of my chest. Love this very, 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 very suspenseful story. Canyon's Edge. Did not take me long to read. So there you go. My top 10 books. And I have talked to some teachers and they're willing to show me their favorite books too. So when I get a chance, I'm going to record some of your teachers telling me what their favorite books were because I thought it would be fun to hear from them too. So look forward to that. Please check out one of these books, my top 10 favorites of all time.